Hello, welcome to our channel dedicated to horror stories. Here, you will find a collection of chilling tales that will captivate your interest and provide you with an exciting experience. Join us to explore this eerie and mysterious world. In September 2014, a chilling incident unfolded in a quiet Utah neighborhood that left the community in shock and disbelief. It all began when a young boy returned home from school, excited to share his day's adventures with his family. Little did he know that he was about to stumble upon a horrifying scene that would forever change his life. As the boy entered the house, a heavy silence greeted him, contrasting the usual lively atmosphere that filled their home. Something felt amiss as he called out for his parents and siblings, but received no response. With growing unease, he embarked on a search throughout the house, hoping to find his loved ones in one of their usual spots. However, what he discovered was beyond his worst nightmares. In the dimly lit rooms, he found his parents and three brothers motionless, their bodies cold and lifeless. The boy's heart raced, and a wave of terror swept over him as he struggled to comprehend the unimaginable tragedy that had unfolded before his eyes. Authorities were immediately alerted, and the investigation into the family's deaths began. Initial reports indicated the presence of a peculiar to-do list that was found within the house. The list contained mundane tasks such as feeding the pets and finding someone to watch the house, giving the impression that the parents were making preparations for an upcoming vacation. This detail added an eerie layer of mystery to an already perplexing case. Autopsies conducted on the deceased family members revealed the shocking truth: they had consumed a lethal concoction of drugs on that fateful September day. The question that loomed over investigators and the community was, why? Why would a seemingly ordinary family resort to such a horrific act? As the investigation unfolded, more disturbing details emerged, painting a picture of a family consumed by fear and paranoia. Statements from close relatives shed light on the parents' state of mind leading up to the tragic event. They spoke of the parents' persistent belief that the world was on the brink of an impending apocalypse, a belief they frequently shared with their loved ones. The parents' conversations were filled with talk of leaving this world and escaping the impending doom they believed was imminent. Gripped by their fears, they made the horrifying decision to poison their own children and themselves, convinced that death was a better fate than facing the apocalyptic horrors they anticipated. The revelation sent shockwaves through the community, leaving everyone grappling with the tragic consequences of fear in the human mind's darkest corners. The incident served as a haunting reminder of the depths of despair and the devastating impact it can have on even the most seemingly ordinary lives. To this day, the case remains etched in the memories of those who lived through it, a stark reminder of the fragility of the human psyche and the daunting power of fear. It serves as a chilling cautionary tale, urging us to pay attention to the mental well-being of those around us and to seek help when darkness threatens to consume our minds. The Stanley Hotel in Estes Park, Colorado, has been around for more than 100 years and was built as a posh getaway for the wealthy seeking solitude in the mountains. As the years passed, however, occupancy declined, and by the 1970s, the Grand Hotel had fallen into disrepair. It was around that time that famed author Stephen King spent the night there and was inspired to write the book, The Shining. The book and blockbuster film helped return the Stanley to its former glory. Now, guests come in droves to see the hotel that inspired one of the scariest horror movies of all time. Given its history, it should come as no surprise that many visitors report strange happenings. Aware of the ghostly rumors, Texas resident Henry Yo booked a last-minute getaway in April of 2016 to check it out. After arriving, Yo had dinner, then wandered around the Stanley to take photos. Stopping at the staircase, he waited for people to clear the area, then took a picture, thinking nothing of it. Later that night, however, Yo fell seriously ill. "I felt really sick. I had the shivers. I was like, something's really wrong," he tells. His companion suggested he go to the emergency room, but Yo refused. On the trip home, Yo began swiping through the photos he'd taken when he discovered what he said was a really strange image of someone standing on the stairs, except no one had been there. The next day, he posted the photo on Instagram, half joking that he'd captured a ghost, and the world took notice. Almost overnight, Yo found himself in the limelight, with his ghost picture warranting attention from global media outlets and paranormal experts who wanted to examine the photo. Some experts say that there's two ghosts, and other people said that the reason I got sick is because the ghost was trying to materialize, taking energy out of me, he said. There's so many theories about this. On his way to get married, a military man and his best man set off on an 800-mile road trip from Camp Lejeune in North Carolina to Lafayette, Indiana. It's 1 a.m. on a cold January night in 2014, and the man tells Monsters Among Us that the weather is bad and temperatures are in the negative double digits. As the pair close in on Indianapolis, they discover they have no money to pay for gas to refuel the car, and are about to run out. Growing up in the trucking industry with my dad, I decided to stop at a truck stop, the man explains. But because the main interstates were shut down due to the weather, they'd get off the highway and search for a truck stop along the back roads instead. We found a smaller truck stop. It had one truck and it was just kind of strange. It was just a blacked out truck with a blacked out trailer. There was no real markings on it, nothing distinguishable, he says. They went in, hoping a clerk or waitress would spot them a few dollars for gas enough to make it to Indianapolis, at which time they'd go to the bank, take out cash and pay back the loan. Inside they found a tidy diner, occupied by a waitress, cook and a lone truck driver. I went inside, talked to this driver, and he bought us a cup of coffee. We sat there and talked for about 30 minutes about what was going on and why we were headed, where we were and what we were doing, and he gave us $20 for gas. I went outside, pumped our gas, came back in, and I told him, "Hey, I really appreciate it. I'll be back." Making good on his word, the man got cash from the bank upon arriving in Indianapolis and returned to the diner. When we arrive at about 10 o'clock in the morning, it's boarded up, he says. It looks like it's been abandoned for years and the truck's gone, but we had just been in there. They pull in anyway, and find a police officer parked in the lot. They explain what happened just hours before, to which the cop chuckles and replies, "Oh, you met the ghost of 3. So, 2 military members converse, had a cup of coffee with, interacted with 3 people at a diner that had a fuel pump. I got $20 worth of gas," says the man. "When I came back, it'd been boarded up for, if I remember correctly, the cop said it had been boarded up for the last 25 years.